back to my channel, and I really hope you guys are doing really well. Probably if you've tapped this video, you are a romance loving person who falls in love with fictional men and has really high hopes, then you've come to the right place. And even if you're not that fantasy girl, everybody is welcome here. We welcome you guys. I welcome you. Not we. I mean, I welcome you. So I'm going to give you some really good romance book recommendations today. These books I have read it myself, and they are really good. And there are no spoilers in this. I'm going to say it. No spoilers will be given in this video specifically. If you do not like a particular genre, wait for it, because I'm going to give you recommendations for each and every genre. Coming towards, let's start with our feel good genre, which is just books that are really feel good when you're especially in moments when you're feeling down and you're not, you just want to have a change of mind, peace of mind, and you want to read some really good books which are just feel good books that just make you blush so hard. One is Fine Print by Lauren Asher, and the other is King of Pride by Anna Wong. Obviously two really famous authors. For Fine Print, I would say that the male character is, but this was the first book in which I actually liked the female character more. It's an office romance between a billionaire who due to a forced circumstance has to come work in a place called Dreamland, which is like Disneyland, I would say. Just like Disneyland, it's like a book Disneyland, and he owns it with his two brothers. So it's a series. It's the first book of a series, and but you can read it as a standalone. It's a complete standalone. So he's a billionaire who owns Disneyland basically with his two brothers, and he's the youngest of them all, and he's very broody and rude, and while the girl is a very funky and a funny girl who's all colorful and just all over the place, a very loud personality. Coming towards King of Pride, again the male character is, I am obsessed with Kai Young, the male character, and the girl. So it's also, you can say, it's like a owner and a kind of an employee romance, and it's like opposites attract. Like these people are like complete opposite. Again, it's a billionaire romance. The guy is a billionaire, the girl is a bartender and a writer, and yeah, so that's their romance. And the guy kind of owns the bar, and there's a romance between it. It's also friends to enemy because they have a mutual connection. Like his best friend and her best friend are married to each other. So yeah, but it's overall a very feel good movie. It is the first book, I would say, that Anna Wong hasn't followed the traditional cliche storyline. So I was really impressed by this book, guys. A 6, I will say 6-7 stars for a smut, because it is so good, like so good. Coming towards the second subgenre, which is the Mafia romance. I know all for my Dishka girls. Mafia romance is again a very big category, and it's a very interesting one. I would say any Cora Riley book you can go for. It's really good. She's really the master of the genre, I would say. For me personally, I've read a lot of Mafia books and Mafia romance books, but I personally think that Cora Riley really keeps the more focus on the romance part. If you want me to make a more distinctive video on Cora Riley books or Mafia books, so do let me know down in the comments. But if you want to, for me personally, if you see, the Camorra Chronicles was my favorite series. I am obsessed with that series. It has just ingrained into my brain, and I was like, oh my god, what will happen? It's a really good Mafia book, and the way the story proceeds and it just collects in all the books, it's really good. The chemistry is there, the storyline is there, there's also emotions involved, and you will never know what is going to happen next, because it's always unexpected. Like anything you will predict, like it's not the cliche storyline. If you want some drastic twist that you will not imagine, that is Cora Riley. Two shortlisted books from Kamora Chronicles that are really good, which is Twisted Pride and Twisted Hearts. Really good book, must give a chance. Twisted Emotion is also good, but it is a dual book, like you'll have to read the second part also to get the emotion. But Twisted Pride and Twisted Hearts are really good book. Twisted Pride is basically a capo of a enemy family with a niece of a capo of the other family, and it's really kind of a, you know what they say, Stockholm syndrome kind of a story. Twisted Hearts is a feel-good crush kind of a scene, a playboy guy and a girl crush. Like it's a very feel-good book if you will have to read about a girl who has a crush on a guy, and the guy is a full playboy and doesn't wish to settle down. It's a love story between it, and you are going to love this book. The third subgenre that I'm going to cover in this is emotionally connecting books. If you like to feel the emotions, like if you want to go deep inside it and really feel the emotion and be like, oh my god, I'm feeling for the character, like a very emotionally connecting books, I would recommend you two books, which is Redeemed, again by Lauren Asher, which is a story between F1. It's a sports romance, kind of a sports small town romance. It's a really good one, and I would definitely recommend you. Between a guy, Santiago, and a girl, Chloe, I think. It's basically real life situations. Like obviously they are very rich people, and I mean there is going to be some fiction, but yeah, so it's like a really good book, and I was like, it's a book that I recently read, and I was like, I'm feeling for you, Santiago. I'm falling like, I'm feeling it deep inside, but it's like a really good book. Then there's also Black Knight by Rena Kent. It's again a childhood sweethearts to enemies to lovers genre, and it is really good, I would say, guys. It is really good, and but it's a good book. It's a little dark, I would say, but I would tell you to read trigger warning in both of these in case you have some things that you are not very comfortable with. So both of these books, please read the trigger warning. But overall, these books were something that I emotionally connected a lot. Coming towards the fourth subcategory that I'm going to cover is high school romance, guys. Oh my god, guys. It's the Royal Elite series, again by Rena Kent. Royal Elite series by Rena Kent. Again, the whole series is based on high school, and is between friends, but you can read it as a standalone too, I would say. I mean, you could read it as standalone. In that also, I would recommend you The Cruel King, which is a complete standalone, and it is not a part of it, but it is kind of part of it. So it is between, it's a sports romance, like a sports player, and it's like a perfect feel-good romance, and it's like it is little dark, I would say. It's a little dark, but if you want to start with dark romances, if you want to give them a chance, this would be the perfect series to start with. But then there are also books like in this Royal Elite series, I'll give you two recommendations, which is The Cruel King, which is also a sports romance because the guy is a sports player, and the second is The Deviant King / Steel Princess, which is a dual book. It's a dual book, so like you have to read both the books. It's not a standalone, it's a dual book, Deviant King and Steel Princess. But the male character is really good in this, even the female character. They have like a fated destiny colliding kind of scene. But like the guy is a rich businessman's son. The girl is also kind of, I mean, she's also, I mean, it's kind of the scene, but it's a high school romance. So again, if you want to read a high school romance, these are a little dark, but the whole Royal Elite series is a really good recommendation for this. Coming towards one of the most loved genre or ever, like the most loved genre is the sports romance genre, subgenre I would say, but like the sports romance, it's like really good, and it's a very popular genre. I would give you 3 recommendations in this that are really good. By Lauren Asher, really good book. Sports romance is a really good hit for me. That is something that got me into watching F1. So guys, imagine how obsessed I am with it. Like, I am obsessed with F1 right now, and that was a book, but you don't need to know anything about the sport because I hadn't even known what F1 was before reading the book. But it's a very good book. Like the basics, you will get it, but it's like a romance. The main focus is the romance, so you don't need to worry about it. A book between an F1 player and his enemy's sister. Yeah, it's kind of good. The highs, lows, and you know how they meet, and the tension, the chemistry is all really good. Coming towards second is my god, the famous Icebreaker. It's a good book, I would say. Like it's the most famous romance. Like, I've heard so much about Icebreaker, and it is a good recommendation, I would say. And the best one I would say is my personal favorite. It will always take the top position in my favorite romance book, and it is Right Man, Right Time by Megan Quinn. It has the fun element, it has the chemistry, it has the tension, it has all the cliche romantic things that you all love. It's a really good book. It is a book between a ice hockey player and a college graduate in I think in public relations. Oh no, journalism, and a college graduate in journalism. So it's a really good twisty kind of a book, and it's really good. It's really feel good, and I am obsessed with that book. So it is a must read. Really good book. Will recommend. We've completed 5 genres in this video. I don't want to make it super lengthy, so I'm going to do a part 2 in which I'll cover arranged marriage, dark, little dark, small town, fake dating, and all the other subgenres. And do let me know down in the comments which genres do you want me to recommend, because I can guarantee you I've at least read one book in it. So yeah, and do let me know if you want to recommend me some book that I should read. Definitely go down in the comments, tell me. I will read the book because I'm really looking for a good book right now. Also, if you want some recommendation, if you have a personal preference towards a certain, a certain genre or a certain troop, do let me know. These are not subgenres, these are not subgenres, but I think these things can interest a person, and a person, like especially me, I go and search this kind of things to find a thing. So if you want a troop or a subgenre you want me to recommend your books on, do let me know down in the comments. I love you guys. Mwah, mwah, mwah.